Hello everyone, Leonardo Mora, episode 10 and the final. Yay! 10 episodes. This is from a book, Aeterna, The Dawn of Type 1 Civilization. Aeterna is our name of our project. Type 1 is a term used by Nikolai Kardashev that explained how to become the next level civilization. You can Bing and Google my name, Leonardo Mora. If you ask, tell me all about Leonardo Mora, it will tell you a bunch of things, like everything I do, everything, like a summary that I don't plan to say here. All right, so let's get into episode 10, last chapter. This is a book that is, I'll tell you at the end where it's published. So if you find this interesting, you can read it. It's 110 pages type of book. And this is kind of a summary. It's like an introduction of everything we do, all the implications, all the risks, and so on and so on. I'm specialized in the knowledge area, right? Rationality, intuition, and I wrote books about that. But you can, I mean, if you can look at episode 1, and I plan to publish this on YouTube somehow, so that you can kind of browse through the episodes. Not only TikTok, Instagram, X, and Threads. I'll upload this to YouTube because it's very interesting. All right, so episode 10. We begin with the human being on 2016. And why do I use 2016 is because I had a vision with one of the persons that work with me, Alejandra, and she had the vision of 2016. That's exactly 90 years from today. So 90 years is kind of having a baby, right? You have a baby in 9 months. We will have a baby humanity in 90 years time. So let's continue. What happens to us when civilization becomes more intelligent than we are? Imagine meeting a human being born in 2016. The first thing you might notice is that they look surprisingly familiar. 2 eyes, 2 hands, a human face, a human voice, a human emotional system. They laugh, they love, they worry, they dream, they experience loss, they form relationships, they still ask the oldest human questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I here? What should I become? But their world is radically different. AI is everywhere. Energy is more abundant. Education is continuous. Space is accessible. Scientific knowledge is enormous. Human beings interact with machines that can perform extraordinarily cognitive tasks. So what has happened to the human being? The human is no longer the smartest system in the room. For most of the story, humans were the most intelligent known agents on Earth. That assumption may disappear. A future person may live alongside systems that can process information at extraordinary speed. AI may know more facts, calculate faster, model more possibilities, remember more. But humans may retain something different. Meaning, purpose, experience, values, embodied life, relationships, curiosity, and perhaps, and more important, intuition. The human advantage may no longer be computational superiority. It may be direction. The human being as a director. Imagine a future human working with dozens of intelligent systems. One manages finances, the other scientific research, the other energy, the other monitors health, the other helps design buildings, the other teaches, the other translates languages. One manages transportation. The human does not perform every task. Instead, the human defines objectives. The person becomes something closer to an orchestrator of intelligence. The critical question becomes, what should all systems be trying to accomplish? That is a profound change. The rise of intuition. The human being of 2016 may therefore be trained differently. Children may learn how to use AI from an early age, but they may also be taught something increasingly valuable: how to be human without technology, by observing, by becoming silent, by reflecting, by watching nature, by conversation, creativity, physical experience, emotional intelligence, intuition. Why? Because when machines can process enormous quantities of information, human attention becomes precious. The ability to step away from information may become a form of intelligence. There comes the new definition of education. The person in 2016 may spend their entire life learning, but learning will not necessarily mean memorizing. It may be exploring, creating, testing, discussing, experiencing, questioning, collaborating. Education becomes a continuous conversation between human curiosity and machine capability. A child might spend 1 year exploring biology, then discover an interest in space, then studying engineering, then philosophy, then neuroscience. The boundaries between disciplines may become less rigid. The human body. Technology may also transform physical life. Medicine may become increasingly predictive. Wearable systems may continuously monitor biological signals. Artificial organs may become more sophisticated. Robotics may assist people with disabilities. Genetic technologies may evolve. But the most interesting question is not whether humans become physically enhanced. It is whether physical enhancement changes our understanding of what it means to be human. If technology can modify the body, where does biology end? If AI can assist memory, what does remembering mean? If machines can simulate emotional interaction, what makes human relationships unique? These questions may become central philosophical problems of the century. The human need for meaning. Even an advanced civilization cannot eliminate the need for meaning. A person can have abundant energy and still be unhappy. Infinite information does not guarantee wisdom. Longer life does not guarantee purpose. AI companionship does not automatically replace human relationships. Technological abundance may therefore expose a deeper challenge. When survival becomes easier, people must decide, what is it life for? And I have two questions for that. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of life? You answer those questions, you're going to be a happy person. It must be answered by human beings. The human being and civilization. Perhaps the human of 2116 will see themselves differently, not merely as a citizen, but as a participant in a civilization extending across Earth and beyond. They may understand that their decisions affect systems much larger than themselves. They may see humanity as one species with many cultures, They may see Earth as a common home. They may see space as an extension of civilization. They may understand AI as a partner rather than merely a tool, and they may recognize that technological capability requires responsibility. The mature human. Aeterna imagines the mature human not as someone who knows everything. That is impossible. The mature human is someone who knows what they know, what they don't know, what they should investigate, when to trust intuition, when to demand evidence, when to use AI, when to ignore AI, then act, when to wait. This is judgment, and judgment may become humanity's most valuable capability. The human AI partnership. The human of 2016 may therefore operate in a partnership. AI provides speed, memory, analysis, simulation, pattern recognition. Scale, humans provide purpose, values, meaning, experience, intuition, responsibility. The relationship is not necessarily hierarchical, it is complementary. The machine does not need to become human, the human does not need to become machine. Each becomes better by using the strengths of the other. The child of 2016. Perhaps the clearest picture comes from a child. Imagine a 10-year-old in 2016 looking at the night sky and say, "What is that star?" Their AI companion explains it. Then the child asks, "Could we go there?" The AI calculates the distance. Child asks, "What would it take?" AI explains. The child pauses, then asks the most important question: should we? That final question changes everything, because the first question are about knowledge, the last is about wisdom, and perhaps that is the human future. Not humans becoming less important because machines become smarter, but humans become more important in deciding what intelligence should be used for. The civilization of 2016. By 2016, humanity may or may not have reached type 1 civilization, but if it does, it will not be because one technology solved everything. It will be because multiple systems evolved together. Education transformed, AI expanded cognition, energy became abundant, governance became more adaptive, science became more interconnected, humans learned to combine rationality with intuition, civilization learned to think beyond short-term interests, space became more of a human infrastructure, and human beings learn to live alongside extraordinary machine intelligence. That would be the real achievement. So the final question. The future does not begin in 2016. It begins now. Every educational decision contributes. Every technological decision contributes. Every scientific discovery contributes. Every institution contributes. Every child we teach contributes. Every AI system we build contributes. Every energy system we construct contributes. Civilization is being built continuously. The future human is therefore not someone who will suddenly appear. We are designing that person right now, through our schools, through our technologies, through our values, through our institutions, through what we choose to reward, through what we choose to teach, through what we choose to protect. So, in summary, Aeterna, perhaps the ultimate question of civilization is not how advanced can we become, it is how human can we remain while becoming extraordinarily powerful. That may be the central paradox of the next century. Machines may become more intelligent, energy may become more abundant, space may become more accessible, science may become more powerful, but none of these developments automatically make civilization wiser. Wisdom must be cultivated, intuition must be developed or ignited. That's us. Judgment must be practiced, education must evolve, governance must mature, and humans must learn to think beyond themselves. The Type 1 civilization in the future may therefore not be defined simply by the amount of energy it controls. It may be defined by the quality of decisions it makes with that energy. And the human being on 2116 may not be the person who knows the most. They may be the person who has learned something far more difficult. When to calculate, when to imagine, when to question, when to trust intuition, when to listen to another human being, and then to ask whether the future being built is actually worth building. That is Aeterna. Not simply the dawn of the technological civilization, the dawn of a civilization becoming conscious of its own potential. That wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. 10 episodes, and boy, this is a long journey. So thank you so much. Again, gawkc.com, GAWKC.com, and the crossover bookshelf.com, the main two websites holding books and articles, along 9 other websites that conform the ecosystem. Thank you so much for listening, and any questions, please send them my way. Thank you. Bye-bye.